All right, what's going on, guys? We're on to week 3 here. You got Christian and Rocky of Duel-Threat Sports. How y'all doing
How's it,
tonight?
how's it going, guys?
So, I don't know if anybody caught last week. We're just trying to get a rhythm with everything first. We're going to do a little bit of waiver wires early in the week, do a week recap earlier, and then towards the end of the week, do some spreads and maybe some DraftKings in there. We're still trying to get that identity of what's going to be on what day, but there's definitely a lot coming, and I'm enjoying the football season.
Yeah, it's been fun. A lot of good games have been happening in the last few weeks. A lot of good Thursday night games. I told you this. A lot of good Thursday night games. A lot of good Mondays and Sunday night games too.
Yeah, I don't know if
All
it's just because of how weird the world is with COVID or anything, but I've never been more excited to watch a Thursday or Monday night game really in years. So,
yeah, I mean, most of them are blowouts, and just everyone has been like crazy competitive and just full of energy, and just it's every game has felt like a playoff game. It's just been a lot of fun.
yeah, no, most definitely. But we're going to try to get the video a little bit shorter last time. I think we hit an hour, or we're trying to get a little shorter this time. We hit an hour last time. So we'll start it up with the Cardinals Jags, Arizona minus 7.5.
I mean, that's a justifiable 7.5 with the way Murray's been playing. Like I said, I think I talked to you the other day. Is I saw like DeAndre Hopkins just kind of like blanked out of existence in the second half. You don't, and it was a close game, so you don't know if defense bottled up on him or what. But he kind of disappeared. You hope everything's okay there. You don't. I mean, you didn't see anything on the injury report, but like I said, he had 4 catches for like 50 yards in the first half, and then you didn't see one more uh, catch out of him. So
I
I don't
mean,
know. I don't know what happened there.
that's just kind of the superstar thing that happens to guys like that. I mean, you've seen over the years it kind of was what started the OBJ fall off. You know, you've seen it from Tyreek Hill even last week where but also what else happened with that game? There's every guy in the world open. I mean, he threw it to like Demarcus Robinson and he threw it to some like the fourth string wide receiver. You know, if you're gonna double team guys, which they do, and that's why Travis Kelsey even turns up as much as he did. And the same thing happened with the Cardinals. Really, you seen AJ Green get in there. There was their fourth wide receiver in there. Tight ends doing some stuff. Chase Edmonds doing some stuff. It just happens. Sometimes they try to take one guy out of the game. I'm not worried about him.
Right. Yeah, I mean, you hope, but I guess we'll see when the game happens. But I think
Yeah, are you taking that minus 7.5? I mean, I'm
I would say,
closer to
yeah,
the -7 for the Arizona than the +7 for Jacksonville. That's for sure.
yeah, I would take that for sure. I would take that for sure. I would definitely feel better taking Arizona -7.5 than taking Jaguars +7.5.
I think they picked a really good number for that because like 7, I'm like all over it. It's that 7.5 that's like a little iffy. Well, the over under on it is 52.
Over under, I was 52. I wouldn't take that. I don't have enough trust in the Jaguars offense at this point. I just don't.
I no, I think I would take the under 52.
Yeah, I would.
Out of all options there between both sides of the 7.5, the over under, I think my bet is under 52. Is what
Yeah.
I'll go with. Okay. All right. Well, it's kind of a big team versus a little team, so we'll move on to my Indianapolis Colts versus the Titans. If you got Carson Wentz playing, it's a game in my opinion.
Say that again.
I'd say if Carson Wentz is playing, it's a game.
Yeah,
But
but I
that's
mean,
an if.
yeah, that remains to be seen.
That's an if. I think why the Colts, particularly against the Titans, not only are in the same division, but um, the Titans beat a lot of teams, and they have shown that they could be a playoff team. Obviously, being a run first team, And, Colts has had a top 5 pass rush for 2, maybe 3 years in a row now. So they're definitely a team that could beat the Titans. But I, unfortunately, don't believe Carson Wentz will play. So the -5.5 Titans is kind of understandable.
Just not knowing if he's going to play or not just doesn't really help.
No. I'm kind of intrigued on the over 48.5, though.
We'll say that. I still wouldn't take 48.5 even if he was playing. I wouldn't take over.
I think I would take over 48.5.
No.
I think, because what I think is if Carson Wentz plays, they both get around 20 to 25 points each. Maybe 20 to 26, 27, something along those lines. And if they don't play, then the Titans are just going to steamroll them and get 30 of those points alone, like 31. Then what? The Colts have to score 20. Like a 31 to 20 is definitely
no, because I can see them score 17.
I don't know about
that. Very easily.
I wouldn't take the -5.5 Titans. I don't think. I mean, I get why it's that, but I don't. Man, I don't know. I wouldn't necessarily take +5.5 Colts either, though. I don't know. What would you take here?
I would take the -5 at this point, with Tennessee coming back and beating Seahawks. Like I said before, they didn't go away from the run too. While they were down 14 points, they were still running almost every play. I mean, they just have a confidence in what they do, and honestly, if their offense can play just a little bit better, if AJ Brown gets his shit together, I mean, honestly, they can beat a lot of good teams. And
no, definitely.
Indianapolis is not one of those good teams, so I think they can easily cover a negative.
This is a no-bet game for me, to be honest, but if I were to have to, I would take the over 48.5. If I were to have to. We didn't even take Cardinals, Jags. We're both taking Cardinals, right?
Yeah, we both.
Just super quick to run down. Last week, you were 7-6, and I was 6-7 on the picks.
7-6, sweet.
You were 7-6. I was 6-7, and you won $20 for me. So yeah, Cardinals. I'm gonna go Colts just cause I always gotta. You can take the Titans, and we'll go on to the Ravens Lions -9.5 Baltimore. What do you feel about that?
Ravens Lions -9.5. I mean, you saw how the Lions played last week. They could be in a game. They definitely faded out and still lost by 14 points, but I mean, they can be in games.
Yeah, but that is against a struggling Aaron Rodgers, A, and an B, and Aaron Rodgers, who they've played for years, and a coaching, staff that's playing Aaron Rodgers for years. A division game where the Lions are going to play harder. I mean, you've seen Washington. Wasn't it Washington that scored 35 points on them in week 1?
Oh, really? Oh, okay. Maybe that's a little different.
I still don't know about 9.5, dude. That's a lot. I'm definitely going to take the under 49.5. I'll tell you that. I could be wrong there. They could just get steamrolled. But that 49.5 to me seems pretty good. That's tough.
Detroit, Baltimore. I would take it. Detroit, Baltimore, we're talking.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I would take that over anything.
I think if I was going to look at this game and hey, I want to be in on this, I would just take both, right? I mean, you just kind of go all or nothing, I think, on it. Just take the full bet. Give me Baltimore 9.5 and over.
That, or you might as well just take a flyer and take Detroit alone on the money line. Because that's, I mean, if you're looking for money, that's about it. But as far as a good bet goes, I mean, just picking the...
Yeah, my pick here is the Ravens win, and I'll take the under 49.5.
I would say under 2 with the Ravens. Yeah.
All right, next is the... I almost called them a different name.
Did you skip the Cincinnati and Pittsburgh?
Cincinnati, Pittsburgh. I have further down my list actually. I'm at Washington and Buffalo.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah, I have Washington Buffalo here, and it's Buffalo minus 8.5. And I'd say give me that shit all day. Give me bet of the week. Buffalo minus 8.5 and the over 46.5.
Is Fitzpatrick ruled out for this game?
Yeah, it is Heineke. I'm really gonna make that bet in real life. Actually, now that I think.
Yeah, we haven't seen a good Josh Allen yet. So.
It's got to be now. It's got to be. Well, we were just talking about the Lions. The Lions scored 30 something against them week 1. That's why you're.
Are you telling me we see a back in form Josh Allen this week?
A what?
Back in form Josh Allen this week?
Oh, I'm thinking so. Josh Allen is working his way up to the thumbnail of this video.
He's working to the top.
No, honestly though, I'm all in. I say Bills win, and I'm going the over 46.5 on the game and minus 8.5 Bills.
I'll say under on the 46.5, but I'll take the Bills.
All right, so we'll move on to the Saints and the Patriots is what I got next, and we're looking at minus 3 New England. What are you thinking?
That's a weird.
That is weird. I kind of really like I really like a Saints bounce back game here.
New England. I mean, do you just take New England, or do you just take the Saints getting a plus 130 money line? Don't even take the points.
Yes.
Yeah,
That's exactly what I was just gonna say, actually. And I would not touch the over under whatsoever, no matter what on this.
Yeah, the 42 or 43.
I'm just money line Saints here. I say Saints win is my pick, and Saints money line is exactly what I was thinking. I don't know 100%. I would say if anyone watching is thinking similar to us, the only things to consider would be just to keep an eye on the Saints defense. They're having some problems in the secondary. I mean, really, that's about it, though. Other than that, I mean, there's not really too much hindering me changing my mind on this. To be honest, I mean, Michael Thomas is not going to play. Kamara's good to play. I mean, it's really all, Jameis is good. That's all I need to know. I don't know if you got anything else. I think I'm full in on that Saints money line there.
No, yeah, same. I would definitely take that action.
I'm actually finding some real life. Well, I mean, we don't say these not be willing to bet them in real life, but we haven't bet yet. These make me want to go bet. We did a lot of betting 2019 and 2020, but we haven't bet this year yet, so kind of is exciting me to go bet. Next up, Chargers and Chiefs. Kansas City minus 6.5. Over under is 55.5.
Chargers play some good games against good teams, man. It's very hard to go against that spread, and a lot of people will just jump, even though it's 54.5. Or 55. People would still jump at that over too, but I don't know. I'm still leaning towards the under on that, even though I wouldn't be surprised if the over hits. And I could say I would still pick the Kansas City Chiefs to cover the spread.
Yeah, I mean, the only way that I would say no, that's really tough, actually. I mean, the 55.5, the only way it's under is if the Chiefs are 100% going to win. And the Chargers are going to get blown out. I mean, I guess my real question is, you take the Chargers against the Cowboys. Now, is it the Cowboys' defense are actually pretty good? Or is it the Chargers aren't starting the best? Because, I mean, it didn't look that great to me. Specifically, Justin Herbert didn't look all too hot in that Cowboys game.
Yeah, he's making some random mistakes.
He's making some just not like him throws. And, I mean, that's not bad. It's kind of like a guy I watched was talking about Josh Allen this similar way, where it's like they're still far better than a lot of the quarterbacks in the NFL, but it's still mistakes they don't normally make, is the point of it.
Right, yeah. They just don't seem like cohesive right now.
And, I mean, that's enough to scare me away for a week. I mean, it doesn't change how I feel about Justin Herbert in general, but, I mean, I don't want the Chargers here. I don't want the over-under. I'll just take Kansas City at -6.5.
Yeah.
If you want to open up the Bears-Browns here, you got Cleveland -7.5.
Yeah, I had the Giants and Atlanta game. I'll skip that. Got the Bears at home getting 7.5. The over/under is 45.5. Is what I'm seeing. Is that what you're seeing?
I'm seeing Bears-Browns, Cleveland -7.5 for 46.5 over/under.
46.5. I would take the under, actually. I mean, unless you see like 5 touchdowns on the ground. I mean, I don't see the overhitting here.
I don't think there's any way. The only way I'm too close to feeling good about the Bears to say this over could hit. You know, I'd have to be really down on the Bears to feel okay about this over, because that would mean that the Browns are going to steamroll. I think they both have really good defenses, actually. This is another double bet, same way with Bills here. I would go Bears 7 plus 7.5 under 46.5. Is my pick.
Actually, seems like a good parlay bet right there.
That does, yeah. So what are you ending with there?
I would go with the 7.5 and the under 46 for sure.
Same thing?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. You can move on to the next game here. I'll take that down for us.
I see the Raiders and the Dolphins. Yeah?
You can move there. I don't care. I'm not there. It's fine. Yeah, go ahead.
You got the Raiders -4 away. Miami's home. They're not going to have Tua this game. Josh Jacobs is still questionable. Derek Carr is a full participant as of today. So, I mean, I honestly favor the Raiders in this game. The over-under is 44. I think I would take the over on that.
I got an over-under of 45.5.
45.5, I'd still take that. But Las Vegas -4, or what do you have?
I have Las Vegas -3.5.
-4, I would even take them. Yeah, I would still take them -4. But yeah, -3.5, even better.
I definitely would. I definitely would as well. And that looks like an easy over. As weird as that sounds, but it's almost too obvious where I'd have to stay away from it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the Miami secondary is very good. They could potentially shut down.
It's just weird. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, it could...
Miami's offense could struggle.
You just seen Buffalo score 35 and the over/under, you know what I mean, still lost.
Right.
I'm sure the over of that game obviously missed, and one team scored 35 in that game. So it's weird. Yeah, no, I'm gonna definitely stay away from the over/under. I'm taking Raiders 3.5.
Yeah, same.
Minus 3.5. Sorry. Now I have where you said I'll go back up to Cincinnati and Pittsburgh, and it's Pittsburgh minus 4.5. How are you feeling about this game?
Pittsburgh minus how many?
Pittsburgh minus 4.5.
I would take that. Yeah, Pittsburgh has played really crappy, even with their win. Um, we'd hope that Big Ben gets his act together this game. Maybe the overall offense plays more together. I know they had a lot of flags in the first two games, so I mean, just hopefully the offense just gets more in rhythm. They've been together for a good long time. I mean, Ben knows how to get his rookies and his younger guys going, so it's really just
breaking news: Christian McCaffrey out, not returning for the rest of the game.
Awesome, sounds good to me. But yeah, they're just a good enough offense, and Ben's just a good enough leader that you just assume that he'll get this win today or in this week. With how bad the team's been struggling, you want to see that he's going to basically steer the ship right this week and put the team on a positive note, especially with T.J. Watt not being in the defense.
Their defense is really banged up. It's kind of a weird spot for me because I was big on Cincy defense watching the Minnesota game week 1. And I expected semi-big things. I played them in fantasy against Chicago last week, and they didn't really do anything.
I could potentially see them.
Now here they're going against a bad offensive line, so it's kind of a weird spot where I'm kind of.
I could see them running the ball a lot more to kill time for their defense, because if they go 3 and out quickly on that banged up defense with no stamina, they're gonna lose the game very quickly if they do that.
This is probably my no bet.
I mean, yeah, I could understand that. I guess you want to see how he's going to play in this game. But, I mean, again, you can see if they go 3 and out even a few times early in the game, you could see them go down very quickly because that defense will be gassed fast.
Yeah. Yeah,
That being said, I'll still take the Pittsburgh Steelers.
I'm going to take Pittsburgh as far as winning the game as well. And I'll take, if I have to make a bet, I'll take the over 44.5. And what are you taking?
Where were we at again? I thought we were moving to the Giants. I switched games.
What bet did you take? It with Pittsburgh minus 4.5 at 44.
I don't even know if I would touch it. I just said Pittsburgh straight up. I wouldn't take it.
Well, that's what I said too, but I try to force myself if I have to make a bet. And if I had to, I'd pick the over 44.5.
Yeah. For those two teams, yeah, I'd pick the over, I guess, if you had to force me.
Okay. I'll put you down there then. You want to jump to the next one there?
Are we doing the Giants and Atlanta?
Yeah.
We got New York Giants at Atlanta. Atlanta is actually home, but they're +3 in this game, it looks like. Do you have same numbers?
I have -3 New York.
Yeah.
At 48.5.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and Atlanta at home, with how bad they've been playing, I mean, you just have to assume Matt Ryan gets something going this week, right? Or if not, they just kind of consider other options at this point. or do they lose and do they just blow the season after this?
Well, it's a weird spot, because you've seen it could easily end up where Detroit was with Matt Stafford, or where the Chargers were with Phillip Rivers. There certainly has been a handful of those veteran guys at some point that just, for, whether good or bad, whatever it may be that made it happen, they just aren't working for the team, and this could definitely happen here. I mean, I think Julio Jones is going to be it has been and will continue to be a bigger loss than they thought. Everybody, at least fantasy-wise, wants to look at this team and say, Julio hasn't caught this many touchdowns year to year to year to year, and Mike Ryan held him back. That's true, but the only success they had is Julio Jones being on the field. That's why Calvin Ridley was good, in my opinion. I mean, the number 2 to Julio Jones should be good. And that's why I wasn't super big on Calvin Ridley, to be honest. With all of that being said.
That being said, I think I'd still take Matt Ryan in this game. I think I'd take a chance on Atlanta if I'm forced to bet.
I think I would take Atlanta money line.
Yeah.
But I could see it going either way. I don't know. This could also be the Saquon Barkley turn-up game.
He's played
at the same time.
Very mediocre.
I mean, I think he's rehabbing well. He's still leading. He's still second in the NFL out of all eligible running backs on snaps. He's playing 83%. So I mean,
that just tells you he's healthy,
right?
But he's still not doing. He's not doing much with it.
Well, he's getting healthy, and that's what you look for a player like that. You can't expect 200 yards, in the first 2 or 3 weeks. It's just not gonna pan out. I mean, you're getting a healthier Saquon Barkley and Kenny Golladay, though, is the thing. And on the Falcons side, they lost their number 2 wide receiver. I'm actually gonna switch sides. I'm gonna take the -3 Giants.
You said you're gonna switch sides?
Yeah, I'm gonna go -3 Giants.
-3 Giants. Not a bad pick there, but I still take the.
It's weird.
Falcons.
To be honest with you, you know how I touchdown Anthony Miller for the Texans. That just helped nobody in the world in fantasy football. No, so yeah, I really think that this could be the Saquon turn-up game of the week. But see, this is one of those games where I could see others, either side, and the way that I bet, where I could picture myself having one in a parlay and the other in another, where I feel pretty good about both. One hit, one doesn't. You should hit one of the bets, you know what I mean? So I could picture myself putting both sides of this bet in a parlay somewhere. But I feel better about the Giants side for sure. Money-wise, like of what you put into the bet kind of thing.
Right. Yeah, sure.
So you're taking Moneyline Falcons?
Moneyline Falcons. I think we're making better time. I think we've got only 5 games left.
Yeah, we're doing pretty good here. I'm going to move over to the Jets and Broncos. Denver's -10.5.
You never thought you'd... Is this Peyton Manning's Broncos? -10.5?
Is Eric Decker playing?
Are the Jets that bad, or is Denver that good?
Demaryius Thomas?
Is he back?
Is Wes Welker questionable still?
Oh, man.
Wes Welker never stopped being questionable to this day.
And Jerry Judy's out of this game this week. He's not playing.
Wes Welker's Sunday church status is questionable.
They re-signed. That's why it's minus 10.5. They re-signed Welker because Judy went down.
Gotcha. That's why it's 10.5. Okay, that makes sense.
10.5 with a 41.5 point spread. That's weird.
That is odd.
That just means that they think they're just gonna like beat the shit out of them by like 30 points.
Do you know Denver's record?
Who know?
Give me plus 10.5 Jets. Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
No Judy.
I don't. No Judy. I don't think Denver's going to go 3-0. No, definitely not. They have to win one. I mean, I assume. Yeah. I assume they're. Two. They're just. The Jets.
I think I would pick Denver to win, but I would if betting. I would take Jets 10.
Well, no, that's what I was going with. Yeah, I would say Denver wins, but Jets plus 10.5. And I'm not touching that over under with the 10-foot pole.
No. Yeah, it's terrible.
What are you picking on the bet?
The plus 10.5 Jets. That's like the only thing that would make me feel remotely good.
That's just so much. And they have to win a game. They haven't won yet, right? They're 0-2, I assume.
Yeah.
I mean, they did just score 6 on the Patriots, which is effing terrible. But whatever. We'll move on to the next game here.
So I think you said that we had to go into the Rams and Bucks.
That's what I have next. Yeah.
You said that, I think at the time of last recording, you said that the Rams were the favorites of this game.
Yes.
I mean, it's almost pretty. It's almost pretty even though right now.
I want to say on Monday I seen a -3 Bucks.
I'm seeing the Bucks as a small 1-point favorite.
Yeah, I see Bucks at -1.5. But on Monday, I 100% seen a -3 Rams. That's how much people were overreacting on Matt Stafford. And I hate saying that because I'm extremely happy for him and watched him, our entire lives, basically, of football. So I hate hating on him, but, dude, pump the brakes a little bit, all right? They're not going to make the Super Bowl.
They're going to be a good team for sure, but does Brady just win this one? Does Brady just win this one? Is it just too good of a defense mixed with Brady?
I'm more intrigued at the over/under 55.5. That's where my eyes go immediately.
I can see it because, again, with Darrell Henderson banged up, even if he plays, and you got Sony Michel, he's not a big runner. He's not, you could see the Rams basically just abandon the run right away, potentially. And if they abandon the run altogether, it's going to be a crazy.
They're going to have to with the Bucks defense being what they are. Notable is it's looking like Antonio Brown is out. Isn't he for sure out?
Say that again?
Antonio Brown's out, right?
I didn't read
out earlier. Let's see. That changes it a little bit for me, I think.
He's questionable.
He tests positive for COVID.
But I mean,
yesterday.
Get Tom Brady any fucking Joe off the street. He's gonna make it work. It's really not about the receivers here. I mean, in my eyes, I really don't care what receivers he has in front of him. He makes everybody good. Who's that one guy who was relevant, that he made relevant for a little bit on the Patriots? There's just so many guys that you see once.
Hundreds of them that he did.
Yeah.
Jacoby Myers. He had Deion Branch. He's had one of my my Colts guys was like his main slot receiver in the playoffs before. What's his name? Damn, what is his name? You know the slot wide receiver for the Colts? He had him as like one of his top guys in the playoffs 2 years ago. They just
Randy Moss, Danny Amendola. Oh yeah, Chris Hogan.
Hogan okay. A good one, yeah.
He was relevant. Where the heck is he now? Nowhere. Cooks was a Pro Bowler with Brady. Now he's just an average player on every other team.
He's good. No, he's a good player.
He's an above average player, but he was like one of the best receivers in the game when he was on the Patriots.
I thought he was overrated in general, but yes, Brady would make anybody look better. With that being said, yeah.
Was Chad Johnson on the Patriots at a point? I was gonna say I really don't think he was.
No. Back to this game.
I picked the Bucks.
What are the Rams' record? Do you know?
2-0.
The Rams are 2-0?
Yeah.
Give me Bucks minus 1.5 over 55.5.
Yeah. I'll take the Bucks. The over, I don't know.
I don't want to bet on this game either way, so if I did, I'd want it to be worth it if I won. So, I'd take Bucks minus 1.5 plus
same
over 55.5. Same thing you said?
Yeah, same. I would take the under though.
You take the under instead? Okay, we'll do Seahawks Vikings. This is my game that I'm looking forward to the most, for sure.
Minnesota and Seahawks.
Yeah, for sure. I just love players from both these teams. I have a lot of fantasy players from here. There's just a lot of talent between both teams, but I think it'll be a shootout for sure. I think. Let's see. What do you feel about the 55.5?
55. Again, with Minnesota, if they could choose to run Dalvin Cook 25 times, and if I told you he ran 25 times, you probably would not assume an over of 55 happens. So, that's just words.
But basically, with that being said, if it doesn't hit the over, Minnesota has to win.
The game's in their favor at a lower scoring. A lower scoring game is in their favor.
I 100% don't think the Seahawks could do it back to them with Chris Carson.
Right. They don't want to be in a shootout with Russell Wilson versus Kirk Cousins. They just don't want to be in that situation.
I don't think Seattle could put Minnesota in that same spot where Chris Carson is running them down. I don't think Seattle could successfully do that.
No, but they'll never do that. The run's part of their game, but it's not their game. Detroit or
Minnesota can.
Minnesota can,
pretty bad.
Minnesota overall. They can completely be fine, abandon the pass and be fine. Right. And force you to basically just take the ball out of Dalvin Cook's hands.
So, do you see what I mean? Then I feel like if you don't get to that 55.5, Seattle doesn't win.
Right, that's what I said. That's what I was agreeing with you. I said that the game script for Minnesota wants to be in a lower scoring game because then they never have to abandon the run. If they're in a high scoring game, that means at some point they have to stop running. Stop running, take the ball out of Dalvin Cook's hands. And that's not what they want to do. Just point blank. If they have to pass, sure, they've got stars in Justin Jefferson and Adam Thielen, but those two don't beat out Metcalf and Lockett when it comes to deep balls. So it's again, if you're going to just be in a shootout, those two and Wilson is not the team that you want to go against. So I just feel like, especially in this game, the game script just wants the Vikings to play in a low-scoring game. So, yeah, if you see it as a high-scoring game, I say that the Seahawks win. If you see it at, like, 17-10 or 17-13 or 14-10 at halftime, I could very easily say that, like, if Vikings get the ball, if Vikings got the ball at second half, that they could just run away with the game. Because if they just march down the field and take 8 minutes off the clock and score, that's pretty demoralizing.
I'm gonna go for the unpopular opinion play here that probably has really good money upside of
Minnesota straight up?
Minnesota straight up and the over. What does that show?
What is what?
What is that? What would that show? Do you think? What is the money line? I don't have it up right now.
Plus 105.
Plus 105. Yeah, I mean, I know it sounds crazy, but I think that's my crazy bet of the week for sure. Is Vikings money line plus the over.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I would take the under plus Seattle minus 1.5.
You said Seattle under with 1.5.
Mm-hmm.
All right, and you could finish it off here. The last one I got here's a Sunday nighter, Packers and 49ers. Is that right?
Yep, Sunday night football. Packers and 49ers. Packers are home, and for some reason, and I'll take it. Packers are plus 3 and plus 145 against San Francisco. I don't know what's going on there. Why is that like that?
Okay, I was gonna let you say something first because that was one of the biggest things I noticed after just skimming through this list. That I'm like, am I missing something? I'm all over Green Bay here.
Somebody somewhere didn't announce something yet.
No, it's just the Niners. Betting wise, the Niners and the Rams have been the most like. And New England, I think like the whole Brady effect really hasn't left them as far as betting wise goes. They've just been weird teams spread wise for whatever reason. But minus 3.5, like a plus 3.5 Packers. I don't know. Like I feel like I really can't attribute the Detroit game to much of anything, to be honest. And I think Saints is a good team. I mean, like, they have their defense was healthy week 1 too.
And all the off-season turmoil that they had, it's just like you're bound to have some, screw-ups in the first week.
Well, that week 1, it's one of those things. Both of the teams had extreme turmoil between quarterback competitions, somebody playing, maybe not starting, the quarterback leaving, Drew Brees retiring. Like, both had so much. There's so much emotion. One team had to come super strong, and one team had to tank really big, and that's just what it is. Second week, you're facing Detroit, so it's like... To me, it doesn't mean much. Again, like I said earlier, it's like... It's a division game. It's a team that has played Aaron Rodgers for over a decade. You know what I mean? So they know Aaron Rodgers very well. So I just don't get the minus 3.5. I don't know. Like, I don't know if I'm stupid or missing something here, but
yeah, I don't know. It's weird.
I don't know. It seems too obvious to me. I'm gonna do plus. I'm just gonna take the plus 3.5 here and call it a day. Let the weirdness get out of Green Bay and move on to next week.
Yeah, why not? I mean, I'd take the 145. I mean, why not? It doesn't seem to get hurt. But
what is that?
Yeah, I would take just the Green Bay plus 145, but I mean,
Plus
nothing.
145.
That's the money line.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't see. I don't have the money line in front of me. Yeah. No, I'm with that too. Yeah, I agree with that. Is that what you're going with?
Yeah. I mean,
Green Bay
easy
money
enough.
line, and then for Monday, let's just make our picks, and that is it. I'll take the Cowboys. Cowboys Eagles.
Yeah, I'll take Cowboys for sure.
Okay, so we both got it there. We agreed on a lot of things this week. Like I said last week, you got 7 and 6. I got 6 and 7, and you are up $20. You want to make a quick bet on anything before we go? Let's see. I'm gonna look to see what we disagree on. Vikings Seahawks. Just straight up. Just straight up. No anything else. I don't need plus one. I mean, I'll take plus one.
Okay, so I got Seahawks.
Yeah. Will you do just straight up $25 for, and I have Minnesota plus one.
So for $25, I have Seahawks.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just to put something on there, might as well, right?
Yeah. Cool.
Is that good?
Yeah. Okay. Just mark it down. Christian's gonna own me for the Seahawks game. Right there.
All right, man. That is good there. I think we beat our time from last week at least. So let's call it a wrap here. I hope everybody has a great night, enjoys week 3, does well for their fantasy. We're gonna try to stop by one more time before Sunday and put something little out at least, and say hello before the game start. Maybe we could do a like who's in, who's out Sunday morning or something along those lines.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
You know, maybe like a 10-minute thing or something like that. But
see you guys. Make sure you like and subscribe.
See you guys. Take care.